What happens after the last breath? Is death truly the end, or just another doorway into something far more complex and concealed? There are secrets buried within existence itself, secrets whispered by ancient texts, near-death survivors, and those who claim to have seen beyond the veil. Today we uncover one of the most disturbing possibilities ever proposed, the reincarnation trap, the soul recycling theory. What if reincarnation is not the spiritual journey toward enlightenment that we've been led to believe, but a prison, an elaborate system designed to wipe your memory, recycle your soul, and keep you bound in an endless loop of existence? Instead of transcending, we are sent back, lifetime after lifetime, with no recollection of the truth. Some call it the cosmic farm, a place where human souls are harvested and manipulated for purposes beyond our understanding. But if this is true, who built this system? And more importantly, how do we escape it? The idea of a controlled reincarnation cycle is not new. Across cultures and time, echoes of this unsettling possibility appear in ancient religious texts, philosophical teachings, and even modern-day near-death experiences. The Gnostics, the spiritual heretics of early Christianity, warned that the physical world was not real, not in the way we perceive it. They believed our reality was a prison, crafted by an imposter god they called the Demiurge, a cosmic jailer who, along with his archons, manipulated human perception and kept souls bound to the cycle of rebirth. According to the Nag Hammadi scriptures, discovered in 1945, these archons operate like cosmic parasites, feeding off human emotions, particularly suffering, fear, and confusion. They deceive, they control, and most importantly, they erase. They wipe the memories of souls before reincarnation, ensuring that we never realize what is happening. The same warning appears in Hinduism and Buddhism, where the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, samsara, is described as a realm of suffering, a place one must escape to achieve moksha or nirvana. But if reincarnation is meant to be a path toward liberation, why is it so difficult to leave? Why do so many souls continue returning, trapped in an unending loop of karma and consequence? Even the Buddha, after attaining enlightenment, spoke of Mara, the Lord of Illusion, who sought to keep him bound to the material world. Was Mara merely a metaphor for earthly temptations, or was he something far more literal? The most chilling evidence for the soul recycling theory comes not from ancient texts, but from modern testimonies, near-death experiences, NDEs. Across cultures, across belief systems, thousands of people who have briefly died and returned report strikingly similar experiences. A bright tunnel of light, a life review, and an overwhelming sense of being guided back into the physical world. But what if this is not the gateway to heaven, but a trap? Dr. Raymond Moody, a pioneer in the study of NDEs, found that many individuals describe an irresistible pull toward the light, as though their free will dissolves in its presence. Some report being met by beings of love, who gently but firmly convince them that they must return to Earth, that they have lessons left to learn, karma left to resolve. But why is reincarnation always the prescribed answer? Who decides these lessons? And why do so few people recall having chosen this path in the first place? Even Plato, the great philosopher of ancient Greece, hinted at this disturbing possibility. In his dialogue, The Republic, he tells the myth of air, the story of a warrior who dies, visits the afterlife, and witnesses how souls are processed before reincarnation. In this realm, the souls are gathered, stripped of memory, and made to drink from the river Lethe, the river of forgetfulness. Only then are they allowed to re-enter the world of the living, choosing new lives blindly, unaware of their past mistakes, unaware of the cycle itself. Plato warns that most souls, ignorant of what is happening, choose pain and suffering over and over again. Could the same system still be in place today, hidden behind a veil of free will and spiritual progress? But what if this cycle is not just ancient theory? What if the very structure of our reality is designed to keep us within it? Some researchers suggest that the moon plays a role in trapping souls within Earth's reincarnation system. The controversial author David Icke theorizes that the moon is not a natural satellite, but a broadcasting station emitting frequencies that shape our perception of reality. According to this idea, at the moment of death, souls are intercepted, bombarded with false visions, and redirected into another incarnation. Even the famous Dr. Michael Newton, a hypnotherapist who conducted thousands of past life regression sessions, found that many of his patients described a soul processing system after death, where they were met by guides, examined, reassigned, and sent back. Not as a choice, but as an expectation. These souls were never given the option to leave. Instead, they were persuaded, even manipulated, into returning. But who is behind this system? Is it a natural law or an artificial construct? The Tibetan Bardo Thodol, more commonly known as the Tibetan Book of the Dead, describes the afterlife journey in haunting detail. It speaks of dazzling lights, hallucinations, and beings of power guiding the soul toward its next incarnation. But it also warns that these visions are not to be trusted. The text urges the newly departed to reject the illusions, to avoid being drawn into the cycle, and instead seek the clear light, a realm beyond reincarnation, beyond deception. Tibetan monks dedicate entire lifetimes to mastering their consciousness so that, at the moment of death, they can resist the pull, seeing through the illusions designed to bring them back. Could it be that this ancient knowledge holds the key to breaking free? There is another strange clue hidden in the work of Dr. Ian Stevenson, a researcher who spent decades investigating past life memories in children. His studies revealed a disturbing pattern. Many children who recall past lives describe being forced back into a new body, often against their will. Some even report choosing their parents from a distance, as though they were being guided but not entirely in control. But if the soul is truly free, why does it need to be guided at all? Why does there always seem to be an external force directing the process? The implications of the reincarnation trap theory are both terrifying and liberating. If true, it would mean that everything we perceive as reality, our struggles, our joys, even our so-called spiritual progress, is part of a grand deception. But if there is a trap, then there must also be a way out. Many spiritual traditions suggest that awareness is the key, that by simply recognizing the cycle for what it is, we begin the process of breaking free. Some believe that at the moment of death, one must resist the light, refuse the life review, and demand to leave the system altogether. Others suggest that lucid dreaming, astral projection, and deep meditation are ways to prepare the soul for escape, training the mind to see beyond illusion. But the ultimate question remains, if reincarnation is a prison, then who benefits from keeping us here? Are we mere food for unseen entities, as the Gnostics believed? Are we energy sources, endlessly recycled to power a greater system? Or is this simply a game, one we agreed to play but forgot the rules along the way? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear. We must ask deeper questions. If the cycle is real, is it truly for our benefit? Or are we being erased and returned, like characters in a story we no longer control? If the way out presents itself, will you recognize it? Let us know in the comments what intrigues you most about life after death. For the path of self-knowledge is long, and together, we can explore the greatest mysteries of existence. Thank you for watching.